This is a re-recording of an episode I did, Startrekking. I was listening to it and it was completely muffled, and no one ever mentioned it to me. So clearly, no one actually listens to this. But I want to listen to it, so it's like an echo as I listened to, tried to extract the to what I actually said there. So the last episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation, mankind is on trial, and there's some type of paradox that Picard and crew are able to solve. And then at the end, Picard says, I hope this is the last time that we'll be left on trial. So the Q character says, yeah, you just don't get it. The trial never ends. And Picard says, he said this before, that we've been, his defense of humanity is we found new people and new star systems and you look at how we've expanded, the known worlds, and we met new people. And it's like, you just don't get it. It's nothing to do with more of the same. That's all more of the same. The point is to expand. And this kind of ends where he doesn't get it. And in the Nimshal, you have the secular world. So, this year there's going to be a Super Bowl. This year there's going to be a World Series. And, someone's going to win it. It's going to be completely new. Never had the 2021 Super Bowl before. But it's exactly the same as 2021, just with different teams in it. Throwing different balls at different times and different scores, but it's the same thing. Someone else is going to win the World Series, and it'll be different players doing exactly the same thing, just winning the World Series. You have the new Nintendo comes out. It's exactly the same as the old Nintendo, but it's just framed differently because now Mario is in 3D, or now Mario can do this instead of that, and you move Mario by flipping up and down rather than pressing buttons. Whatever it is, it's just the same. We're just giving you exactly the same thing, except it's got some bells and whistles on it. We've slightly changed it. So in the Star Trek world, you find these new people, and they got different makeup on, and these guys have these things coming out of their ears instead of out of their heads. It's all just the same stuff. So again, you have it in Torah learning as well, where you aren't actually looking to gain anything. You're just learning the same stuff. So that everything you learn is just put into your box. Your box stays exactly the same size. So you can have another Super Bowl. The box is the same, but we filled it up with new stuff. You're getting bored because that was last year. Now you got this year, so you just fill in your box more, where the box stays exactly the same every time. I mean, this is really the machlokus that they're having. Picard's like, well, we keep filling our box up, and Q's like, no, you got to expand your box. So the difference between Bina is the expertise of the knowledge, the mastery of the knowledge, and Das is your chibur to the knowledge, is your connection to the knowledge. So an example would be somebody who wants to leave their job, but they think they're stuck in their job. Now, Bina will tell you that you're not stuck in your job, because you can leave whenever you want. Your actual knowledge of the information is that you can leave the job whenever you want, but the way that you feel, your das, your chibur to the situation, is that I'm stuck here. And even though I have all, what the actual information is, doesn't really make a difference to how my connection to that information, where I'm like stuck here and there's no other job I can get into, whatever it is. Or you have a child who's 8 and he's an FFB and he knows all the Hilchos Shabbos, so he's not chayiv. He doesn't have to keep Shabbos. But you have a Baal Tshuva who's 30 and he barely knows any Hilchos Shabbos. He's chayiv to keep Shabbos. What's the difference? Because the child only knows Hilchos Shabbos on the level of Bina. He can tell you everything, but he's no concept of what it means to break Shabbos. Whereas the guy who's 30 knows what it means to break Shabbos, because he knows Shabbos on a das level. What is it to break Shabbos? What is it to be over Shabbos? Obviously, Shabbos can't be broken, but the child, he knows all the halachas. There's just more and more things about Shabbos. He doesn't know what Shabbos is. He doesn't have that connection to Shabbos and understands really what does it mean if you don't do this. So you have in what is a gadol, or what is das Torah? So das Torah isn't that. Not only do you know the Mishnah Berurah, you also know this book and that book and the other, a repository of knowledge, and therefore you can go, rather than looking it up on your disc, on your DVD or your USB card, you will ask this guy, and he'll just regurgitate the information for you. That's bina. That's knowing information but having no chibur to the information. The das is where you have that connection to the information, and therefore, but that connection has to keep on, has to go beyond the information. That there's a growth of the breaking the box. So when Chazal is representing infinity and trying to teach you infinity, so every time that you learn something, your whole world should be destroyed and then being rebuilt, not just the way of, okay, well, yesterday I learned Chalav Basar. Today I'm going to learn Shechita. Tomorrow I'm going to learn Shabbos. And it's all exactly the same. The box is exactly the same. The methods are exactly the same. It's just I need more information. I need more information. So there, nothing is growing. You're just filling your box every time. And there you haven't grown anything. The relationship is exactly the same. It's got different colors and different days. You're wearing the same clothes in different colors, and nothing changes. But there, by expanding the das, having more of a chibur, that's what is saying that the test never ends, and that the whole point of the Trumas Sedeshin, every day just take away whatever you did yesterday. You have to turn up today. So, like in the end of the Matrix, where the beginning of the Matrix, he sees it from the outside in. He can see the letters and make out some of the stuff, but at the end he can see it from the inside out, of where he sees how it all comes together. He has this mastery of what's going on. He has that growth of the character through the movie. So that's his expanding of the das as he's going out. And the Bina movie would just end where, he goes and he kills somebody or whatever. He did what he had to do, but he has no more connection to the Matrix as he did at the beginning of the movie. So at that point, so therefore it's just the whole Bina thing. And that's the tension between Picard and Q at the end. That's really what they're saying, is that you gotta go after the das, expand your das, otherwise you're wasting your time in the Bina. It's just more and more of the same.